Hey guys, I'm back with another video. You guys really enjoyed the previous one, Blast to the Past, me playing against Dignitas Bling on Tal'Darim Altar, the Proxy Marauder sweetness. So I'm back with another video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one just as much. So let's get started. This was again VOD 6-7 years ago from my stream, and I'm playing against Mitros? Forgot the name. We'll see it in the game. But I don't remember the player. I don't think he's still playing or anything like that because I have not seen him since. And this is a TVZ on one of my favorite maps ever. It's Mitsure. So this is TVZ on Metalopolis. This map, for those who don't know, was one of the most popular maps back in the day. And I know Zergs and Protosses hated playing against Terran on it, because if the game went long enough, the Terran would get the gold base that's on the middle of the map. If you can see it on the mini map, there's two watchtowers and there's two bases, which are the gold bases. But the problem with this map, when you played it back in the day, it was super hard to expand on it, because again, Wings of Liberty had this problem with pretty much almost all of the maps, where the natural was so hard to defend. So this was also one of those maps where you actually couldn't expand. Like if I went for, a Rax expand, I would die to any kind of all-in. One thing to note, the Reapers back in the day were very different units, and you needed a tech lab for them. And they didn't have a grenade either to, drop on the ground and stuff like that. So they were a lot more like kind of committing into a unit. It wasn't really a scouting unit. It was kind of like a harass unit because you needed a tech lab on the barracks, and it was building for a pretty long time. And the Reapers didn't have regen. So once you get hit on the Reaper, the HP is gone and you can't really heal it up in the early game. So that's what you just saw there is me tabbing, because back in the day as well, I did not have a second screen. So when I was streaming, I would tab to read the chat and stuff like that. And that was the old Justin TV, because back in the day it wasn't Twitch TV, it was Justin TV. Now, because you couldn't expand on Metalopolis against Zerg, due to like all-ins and stuff like that, you would open one base against Zerg, and that was normal back in the day. Now it's kind of crazy to even think that you would try to go one base against Zerg. Like that would never work, because the Zerg is just going to defend everything with queens and links. But I don't know exactly what it was. I don't know if the Zerg players were just bad, or the Zerg units were bad. I'm not sure which patch this exactly is, but I know that queens back then had much lower range. And I think roaches had like less range than they do now. That was patched sometime during Wings of Liberty, but I'm not sure exactly when. So on Metalopolis, by the way, you could spawn in 4 positions. So the one where I am, you can see the Zerg is in the like 8:30 o'clock or 8 o'clock spawn. And if you look on the minimap, the rush distance by air is ridiculously small. Like, if you have a medevac, you're literally in his base in 2 seconds. From your main base to his main base in 2 seconds. So, for example, when you would play against Protoss, you can imagine the fun of a Void Ray coming in your base extremely early, because they would make it at the edge of the base and kind of just send a Void Ray into your base and start killing stuff. That was a lot of fun. No. So, if you spawned cross, even though cross position is like so small now, but back then it was like, wow, cross Metalopolis is so hard to win against Zerg, because the rush distance is so small. But now when you look back at these maps, like they're so small, it's pretty funny. So the build that I'm going for here is like Hellions, Reactor Marines, and Medevacs. So this was a very common tactic where you would elevate your units into the Zerg's main base, especially if you spawn in these positions. Like, look, that was my main base. Now I'm in his main base. Yeah, and this was one of the bigger maps in the map pool back then. Just to kind of just to kind of explain so you guys understand what we were dealing with back then. And behind this, I'm going Cloak Banshee. So I'm not sure if this is like this was an actual build with double gas, or you would go with one gas and then expand. But you can see the Zerg is just dying to this. And I remember this was a thing I used to do quite a lot back in Wings, and it got me a lot of wins. I mean, back in Wings I was Grandmaster, so this guy's either Grandmaster or Masters League, I'm not sure. But you can see it's working pretty well. And while he's dealing with all of that, I'm going Cloak Banshee behind this, and yeah, Zergs just did not deal with this very well, I guess. But yeah, a lot of it's pretty weird looking back at this, just how the games went, and you know how everything was so different. You can see I'm expanding here, and I know like right now this would be like, oh, that's crazy, like late base. But I'm pretty sure this was like kind of like a harassed build into expand, which was still fine to do. It wasn't like considered completely all in like it is today, because people just did not defend whatever you were doing, and you always ended up doing a lot of damage to the Zerg. You can see he just was like massing links trying to break. Nope, Wolof is pretty good. The mega late spores coming up, but it will not cut it. It will not cut it, boys. Ah, Metalopolis, so many good memories on it. Splitting the map, going for ghosts that were 50 times better than the ghosts today. But that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a little preview of how TVZ not necessarily was back then, because there was a lot of different playstyles and you could definitely expand against Zerg. But Metalopolis in close air positions and kind of being hard to expand to the natural, some of the games were like this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and just like in the previous one, if you are still enjoying these kinds of videos, blast to the past into Wings of Liberty 6-7 years ago, let me know. Thank you guys for watching once again, and I'll see you next time.